Hey guys, Tammy here. And today I want to talk about your child custody mindset. So, in this video, I want to pull together sort of the child custody aspect and the personal development aspect, and we're going to learn how they can work together to help you deal with the stress of your child custody situation. If you like my videos, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel so you get notified as new videos are released, okay? Now, let's talk about the mindset thing. And if you've listened to any kind of personal development of, Tony Robbins, Brendan Burchard, Brian Tracy, Bob Proctor, Mel Robbins, there's all these people that are Steve Harvey, I really like him. So there's all these people that sort of talk about, our focus, our mindset, and how what you focus on expands. And so if we take this and we apply this to our co-parenting and our child custody, then what happens is if we're focused on the other parent and you're focused on what they're doing and you're expecting what they're doing to be negative things, what are you going to get? You're going to get negative things from them. And that's the thing that you're going to see. It's kind of like, have you ever had this experience where, you're looking at new cars and let's say you looked at a blue Lexus that you were going to buy and you've not really in the past really noticed blue Lexuses, but suddenly you're seeing them everywhere because that's what you are looking at and considering buying. And suddenly they're there. And so I think it's real easy, especially when we're dealing with a high conflict ex who is always trying to sort of penetrate our world and get our attention, get that supply, right? Our attention, I always say, is the greatest currency for a high conflict ex. If you're dealing with someone that is trying to get that attention from you, and that's what you're focusing on is the conflict from them, or the negative aspects of them, or the negative aspects of the situation, then you're going to get more of what you're focusing on. You're going to get more of that negativity and more of that difficulty and that struggle, okay? What happens for a lot of clients is they start to let this consume their life because the management of this other person just becomes completely draining. And half of the battle of this is really just deciding that you're not going to let it bother you. Because let's face it, that person probably isn't going to drastically change who they are and their way of moving through the world. Most people don't. When you are in situations like this where the other person is just being them and being their natural way, and then you're sitting around focusing on all of that and letting it eat you alive, that's a form of trying to control it, right? If I worry about it enough, if I stress about it enough, if I react to it enough, then maybe it will change. Maybe it will stop. And the fact of the matter is, it won't. It will actually just consume you more and more and more. And I have clients where this is very anxiety producing. This produces tons of stress. It consumes them, and almost to the point where they have a hard time even enjoying their lives because they're so consumed by the stress of dealing with their ex. And a lot of times people are overthinking, are you guilty of this? Because I have been sometimes in the past, me and my control enthusiast self, as my husband used to call me. But, what happens is we're overthinking and we're overanalyzing and we're wondering, what are they doing? What are they up to? What are they trying to accomplish? And it's almost like the worry and the stressing about it somehow is going to solve the problem. And it's not. All that does is cause you to become more and more and more consumed by the other person and their negativity. So if that person doesn't like what you did in regards to a decision that you made as far as the child, or doesn't like that you're not responding to them, or doesn't feel like you provided enough information in your message, or whatever it is, that's their feeling on it. Okay. And the reason that we start to have stress about that is because then we start to allow that to cause us to question ourselves. Well, did I do the wrong thing? Well, did I respond to that rudely? Well, am I crazy? and this is the road that we go down. Despite the fact that we've lived with this person or been in a relationship with this person or had a child with this person or whatever, we allow that person's behavior and the things that they say to cause us to question ourselves. Why do we do that? Because we lack our own self-esteem and our own self-worth to be able to stand up and say, you know what? That's not true. Or, and I'm not even saying say that's not true to the other person. I'm saying say that's not true to yourself. Because when they send you a message or communicate with you in a way that you know is absolutely, utterly not true, then what happens? Nothing. It rolls off your back like water off a duck's back, because you're not then questioning yourself and ruminating about it and analyzing it and trying to decide if you're guilty of something or what their motivation may be. And again, worrying about what their motivation may be or what they're up to or what they're trying to do or trying to prove really is more of the same, because what that is that's living in that place of fear, right? It's living in that place of fear that says, I have to figure out why they're doing this so I can stay one step ahead of them. I have to figure out what road they're going down so that I can cut them off before they get to it. Again, it's still a form of worrying about what the other person may do or try to do to you or whatever, instead of focusing on living your best life and doing what you need to do for you and for your child and to further yourself, and to not let someone else's opinion or idea of how something's supposed to be pull you off of your track. Because, how many times, have you had this experience in the real world where you get really excited about something that you want to do, like let's say a new job or a new career path or whatever, and you start looking up and researching and trying to figure out how to do it, and then you make the mistake of sharing that with the wrong person. And that person, instead of encouraging you and encouraging your dreams and telling you that you can do anything, they say, oh, well, why are you even trying that? That'll take forever. That's a real long path. Most people don't even succeed at that. Those types of negative comments. When you're letting your ex's comments and behaviors and things intrude into your world to the point to where you're stressed, you can't sleep, you can't parent, you can't do those things that you need to do, it's a form of that same thing. You're letting that person steal from you the life you're trying to create. You're letting them steal from you the type of parent that you want to be. You're letting them steal from you the way that you want to move forward and show up in your own life. And by doing that, guess what? You're continuing to give that person power in your life. And isn't this why you left the relationship? Isn't this why the relationship is over? Because you want your own power in your own life and not to, be controlled by this other person and their negativity and their, screwy ideas of how things should be. And so really, if you're continuing to be in that pattern after getting out of the relationship, you really didn't get out of the relationship. So it's time to actually step out of it and step into your own power and do the things that you want to do that make you happy, and not be worried or concerned about what they're doing or what their motivation is, or why any of this is happening. Stay focused on the positive aspects of your life, not the negative aspects of theirs. If you'd like to learn more about my coaching, I would love to support you in your child custody journey. You can go to divorceuniversityonline.com/VIP-coaching and book a free strategy session with me. I'd love to chat. I'll see you guys in the next video.
We'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the